Hey there, fellow road traveler. Welcome. I'm John the Mouse. I have been in the trucking industry for over 20 years. I have been sharing different sights along the way and will continue to tell you my raw stories, expert tips, and must-know insights for your home and business to keep you rolling. Learn the ins and outs of heavy machinery, master road conditions, and drive alongside the different trucking lifestyle. Whether you're a driver, traveler, gearhead, or just love the cheese of the matter, gear up and let's travel this great highway together.
The Road Rider's Nightmare, 60-minute thriller mystery audio story. Alex, road rider. Morgan grips the steering wheel of his 18-wheel rig, the chrome glinting under a waning moon. The highway stretches like a black ribbon, endless and unforgiving. The cab's interior smells of stale coffee and old leather, the faint scent of gasoline mingling with the night air that slips in through a cracked window. Alex's mind drifts back to the crash 5 years ago, the screech of tires, the shattering glass, the hollow echo of a life lost. He swallows the memory, forcing it into the backseat of his thoughts where it can't steer him off course. Maya's voice crackles through the CB radio, warm and steady. "Alex, you still on Route 66? Got a storm brewing near El Paso. Might want to pull over early." Alex replies, his voice low. "Copy that, Maya. Just another mile." Keep the feed coming. He watches the horizon, where the sky bleeds into a bruised indigo. The road ahead is a promise of anonymity, a place where nobody knows the weight he carries, both the freight and the guilt. The tires hum against the asphalt, a steady rhythm that steadies his breathing.
Every mile is a chance to outrun the past, but the past rides shotgun, humming the same low frequency as the engine. A sudden flash of headlights pierces the darkness. A lone sedan, its brakes squealing as it veers onto the shoulder. Alex's heart spikes. Instinct tells him to stop, to help. Pride, however, whispers that a trucker's job is to keep moving, not to get tangled in strangers' dramas. He slows, the rig's massive frame groaning, and rolls down his window. The night air rushes in, carrying the faint scent of rain. The driver, a woman in her 30s, stumbles out, eyes wide with panic. "Thank God," she gasps. "My baby, he's not breathing." Alex's hands tighten on the wheel. He knows the route to the nearest clinic, a half-hour drive away. But the road ahead is slick with oil, and the storm is already whispering its arrival. "Stay inside the car. I'll get you to help." He eases the rig forward, the engine's growl turning into a low, reassuring purr. The rain begins to tap against the windshield, a soft percussion that masks the urgency of the moment.
As the rig barrels toward the clinic, the storm intensifies. Thunder rattles the metal, lightning sketches jagged silhouettes across the sky. The woman clutches a small blanket, the baby's tiny body trembling against her chest. Alex feels the weight of responsibility settle like a stone in his gut.
"Alex, you're cutting it close. Storm's hitting hard. You sure you want to risk the cargo?" Alex's voice is steady, but a flicker of doubt surfaces. "Maya, there's a life in here that matters more than any load." The rig finally reaches the clinic's parking lot, the doors swinging open just as the rain slams the roof. Medics rush out, taking the infant with practiced urgency. Alex watches, his breath shallow, the storm raging around him like a living beast. The rain subsides, leaving a thin veil of mist over the highway.
I saved a child tonight, but the road never forgets. It remembers every decision, every hesitation. He climbs back into his cab, the engine humming a low lullaby. The night feels heavier now, as if the darkness itself is listening.
The highway stretches ahead, the storm's remnants fading into the distance. Alex turns the ignition, the familiar roar filling the silence. He pulls back onto the road, the wheels carving fresh tracks into the wet asphalt.
"You did good, Alex. Some nights you're more than a trucker, you're a guardian of the road." Alex smiles faintly, the corners of his mouth tightening, just doing what any decent human would. He drives on, the horizon swallowing the last glow of the storm, the night stretching endlessly before him.
Behind him, a faint, rhythmic tapping echoes from the shadows of the road. Something unseen, waiting, watching. The night has deepened, the sky a velvet canvas pierced by a lone, flickering street lamp. Alex pulls his rig into a deserted rest stop, the gravel crunching beneath massive tires.
I'm not supposed to stop here. The schedule says push through, but the fatigue is a weight I can't shake.
Crackling over the CB. Alex, you've been silent for a while. Anything you need.
Just a breather, Maya. The road's getting colder. The air smells of damp earth and old gasoline. Alex steps out, the metal of the cab cooling under his palm. He leans against the side, eyes scanning the darkness beyond the lamp. Every rustle feels like a warning. The desert has a way of amplifying doubts. A sudden gust rattles the metal shutters of a nearby abandoned shack. A low, metallic clang echoes, then fades.
In the distance, a pair of headlights sweep across the horizon, then vanish.
Who's out there?
Just a convoy, probably. Keep your ears open. The night seems to hold its breath.
Alex slides back into the cab, the engine humming a low lullaby that masks the unease creeping through his spine.
Maybe I'm chasing ghosts.
You look like you've seen a phantom, Alex.
Just the road playing tricks.
The rig idles, the radiator hissing softly, while the rest stop remains a silent witness to whatever lurks beyond the light.
If I keep driving, will the past finally stay behind, or will it catch up in the dark?
The radio crackles again, a faint static that seems almost deliberate.
You hear that? Something's off.
It's just interference.
Yet the static grows louder, forming a pattern, 3 short bursts, a pause, then a longer tone.
That's not random, it's a signal.
He leans closer, the cab's interior illuminated by the dashboard glow, the world outside reduced to shadows.
Maya, repeat that. I think someone is trying to reach me.
Copy that, hold tight.
The night deepens, the wind now a mournful howl that seems to carry whispers.
What if the road finally decides to talk back?
The signal repeats, this time clearer, a distorted voice barely audible. Danger, stop, asterisk.
Did you catch that?
I'm picking up fragments. Danger, stay alert.
The rest stop lights flicker once, twice, then die, plunging the scene into darkness.
The road isn't just a path, it's a predator.
The next mile could be the last you ever take. Alex accelerates, the rig's headlights cutting through the blackness like twin swords. The road ahead is a ribbon of obsidian, stretching into the unknown.
Maya, I'm back on the highway. Keep the channel clear.
Roger that, you're not alone out there. A sudden flash of steel blurs in the peripheral vision, a massive, rusted semi, its paint peeled, its taillights dead. It sits stalled on the shoulder, an ominous silhouette against the night.
What the?
The ghost truck's cabin door swings open on its own, creaking as if pushed by an unseen hand. A cold draft sweeps out, carrying the scent of burnt rubber and old oil.
I should keep moving, but curiosity claws at me. Maya, I'm pulling over. There's something strange.
Be careful, Alex. That thing looks like it's been there forever. Alex steps out, the gravel crunching under his boots. The wind whistles through the empty cab, rattling loose papers that flutter like restless birds.
Inside the ghost truck, the dashboard is frozen in time. Gauges stuck at midnight, a coffee cup half filled, a newspaper dated 3 months ago.
Who left this here? And why? A sudden thud echoes from the back of the truck, a muffled thump that reverberates through the metal shell.
Alex turns, heart pounding, eyes searching the darkness beyond the cab. A shadow darts across the rear window, disappearing into the night.
Is someone watching me? Or is this just my mind playing tricks again?
Alex, I'm picking up a faint transmission, like a distress beacon. It's coming from that direction.
Can you triangulate it?
Negative, it's too weak, but it's definitely alive.
The ghost truck's engine sputters, a low cough, then a sudden roar as if the vehicle is trying to awaken from a long sleep. The headlights flare briefly, casting a harsh white glare that illuminates the barren landscape.
What the hell? The rig's horn blares, a desperate sound that shatters the night's silence.
The ghost truck lurches forward, its massive wheels grinding against the gravel, sending a plume of dust into the air.
I'm caught between two worlds, my reality and whatever nightmare this is.
Alex scrambles back to his cab, slamming the door shut as the ghost truck roars past, its headlights sweeping over his rig like a predator's gaze.
Alex, you need to get out of there. That thing.
Is following me.
The road ahead is a blur of motion, the ghost truck's taillights receding but never truly disappearing. The road has a memory, and it just remembered you. Back on the main lane, Alex pushes his rig harder, the engine's roar drowning out the lingering echo of the ghost truck. The miles slip by, each marker a reminder of distance and danger.
Alex, I'm hearing a new frequency. It's faint, but there's a voice, someone speaking.
Play it through the speaker.
Lost road, help asterisk.
Someone's out there trapped, or is it a trap? Maya, can you boost the signal? I need to hear clearly.
Trying, hold on.
If anyone hears this, please find me. The bridge.
Bridge, which bridge?
There's a collapsed bridge near mile marker 312. It's been abandoned for years.
Alex's eyes dart to the dashboard, the GPS blinking a red warning. Mile marker 310, approaching hazard.
Maya set a course for 312. I'm going to investigate.
Be careful, Alex. That area's known for accidents.
The rig's headlights illuminate the desolate stretch ahead, the road narrowing as it approaches a rusted steel structure, half collapsed, twisted metal jutting like broken teeth.
I've driven past this bridge countless times, never noticed anything until now. A low rumble vibrates through the chassis, the sound of wind funneling through the broken arches, a mournful sigh that seems to carry a warning. Maya, I'm at the bridge. It looks worse than I imagined.
Stay on the rig. Don't get out unless you have to.
The air is thick with the smell of rust and damp earth, the sound of distant water dripping from the wreckage. Alex peers over the edge, the abyss below a black void.
If there's someone down there, they won't survive long. A sudden flash of lightning splits the sky, illuminating a figure clinging to a twisted beam, a silhouette barely visible. Maya, I see someone.
Hold on, Alex. I'm trying to lock onto their exact location.
The figure shivers, a ragged breath escaping into the night, eyes wide with terror.
I can't just drive past, not after everything. I'm going to lower the ramp. I'll try to get them out.
The rig's hydraulic ramp deploys with a metallic groan, extending toward the precarious ledge.
Brace yourself, I'm coming down.
The night holds secrets, and some refuse to stay buried. Rain begins to fall, a steady drizzle that turns the gravel slick, the sound of droplets striking the rig S hood a steady percussion. Alex climbs down the ramp, each step echoing against the cold steel.
My boots slip, the metal is icy. Every move could be my last. He reaches the edge, the wind whipping his coat, the figure now clearer. A young woman, drenched, clutching a torn jacket, eyes pleading. Hey, I'm here, grab my hand.
Thank you, I thought I was alone.
You're not alone, we'll get you out. He extends his arm, the rope coiled on his belt, securing it around the woman's waist. The rain intensifies, a drumbeat that drowns out all other sounds.
The rig's engine revs, the hydraulic system straining as Alex pulls the woman up the ramp, the metal groaning under the weight.
Her fear is palpable, but so is the resolve building inside me. The woman collapses onto the cab floor, shivering, eyes darting to the darkness beyond the bridge.
They were watching the bridge. They wanted something.
Who was watching? She shakes her head, tears mixing with rain.
I don't know, I heard voices before the collapse.
Alex looks up, the sky a swirl of clouds, lightning flashing, revealing a shadowy figure perched on the far side of the bridge, still, unmoving, eyes glinting.
A presence, something that shouldn't be there.
Alex, I'm picking up a surge on the frequency. Something big is happening.
Maya, I need a plan. This thing, it's not human.
Stay with the woman. I'll try to jam the signal.
The rain pounds harder, the sound of water cascading over the broken beams, the wind howling like a wounded animal.
Hold on, we'll get out of here. He helps the woman back into the cab, closing the door as the ghostly figure seems to shift, a low, guttural hum resonating from the bridge's core.
The rig's lights flicker, the dashboard sputtering, the engine coughing as if fighting against an invisible force.
The road is alive, feeding off fear. I have to break this cycle.
With a sudden jolt, the rig lurches forward, the hydraulic ramp retracting, the ghost truck's distant roar echoing once more behind them.
Maya, I'm moving. Get us out of this zone.
Copy that. Engaging counter signal now.
The radio emits a high-pitched tone, a wave of static that seems to push back against the unseen presence. The bridge's shadow wavers, then dissipates like smoke in the wind.
For a moment, the night feels lighter, as if a weight has been lifted.
The rig speeds away, the rain washing over the windshield, the road ahead a blur of neon lights and hopeful horizons.
We made it, but I can't shake the feeling that this is only the beginning.
You did good, Alex. You saved a life. Let's get you both home.
And as the highway stretched into dawn, a new whisper rose from the asphalt. You cannot outrun what follows you. The night has grown colder, the sky a slate-grey canvas stitched with thin, angry clouds. Alex, road rider, Morgan steers his rig onto a winding mountain pass known locally as the Whispering Canyon. The road narrows, hugging sheer cliffs that disappear into a veil of fog.
The canyon's reputation precedes it. Drivers say the rocks echo with voices that aren't theirs. I've heard the stories, but I'm not one for superstition.
Crackling over the CB, Alex, the GPS shows a steep grade ahead. Keep your speed down and watch for falling debris.
Copy that, Maya. I'm taking it slow. The tires hiss against the wet pavement, spraying a fine mist that catches the dim headlights. A faint metallic scent mixes with the pine-laden air, while the distant howl of a lone wolf adds an eerie undertone. Every turn feels like a test. The canyon seems to breathe, exhaling a chill that settles in my bones. A sudden flash of lightning slices the sky, illuminating a narrow ledge where a rusted sign reads Canyon View 2 Mi. The sign sways, its metal frame creaking as if protesting the storm.
Alex slows, the rig's suspension absorbing the tremor of a distant rockslide. The radio crackles, a faint, rhythmic tapping that syncs with the rain.
Alex, I'm picking up a faint transmission, something like a repeating pattern. It's turn back.
Turn back, who's sending that?
I can't trace the source. It's coming from somewhere inside the canyon.
A warning from the void, or a prank. Either way, I can't ignore it.
The rig's headlights sweep across the canyon wall, catching a glint of something metallic lodged in the mud. a shattered mirror, its surface reflecting fragmented images of the road ahead.
Maya, keep the channel open. I'm going to investigate that mirror.
Be careful, Alex. The canyon's reputation isn't just folklore. Alex pulls over, the engine humming a low, steady note. He steps out, the cold wind biting his cheeks, the rain soaking his jacket within seconds. The ground beneath his boots is slick with moss and fallen leaves, each step releasing a muted squelch.
As Alex approaches the broken mirror, the fog thickens, swallowing the surrounding trees. The mirror's surface ripples like water, distorting the reflected headlights into ghostly streaks.
It's as if the mirror is showing me a different version of the road, one where the shadows move on their own. A sudden, sharp crack echoes through the canyon, the sound of a branch snapping under unseen weight. Maya, did you hear that?
Affirmative, something S shifting in there.
The mirror shatters completely, scattering shards across the wet earth. In the split seconds before the pieces hit the ground, Alex glimpses a fleeting image, a silhouette of a woman in a tattered coat, her face obscured, standing at the very edge of the canyon, arms outstretched toward the sky.
Was that a hallucination, or?
The canyon whispered back, and the night held its breath. Alex returns to his rig, the engine revving to life with a reluctant growl. He flips the ignition switch, and the dashboard lights flicker, casting a pale glow over the instrument panel. The CB crackles, a low hum that seems to pulse in time with his heartbeat.
Alex, I'm still picking up that transmission. It's getting stronger. It's don't look back.
Don't look back, who's saying that?
I don't know. It's coming from deeper in the canyon, near the old mining tunnels.
Old mining tunnels. I've heard rumors about a forgotten mine that collapsed decades ago, trapping a crew that never left.
The rig's headlights cut through the fog, revealing a narrow, overgrown path that leads toward a dark opening in the canyon wall, a gaping maw that reeks of damp earth and rust. The scent of iron and mildew hangs heavy, mingling with the ozone from the recent lightning.
Maya, I'm heading toward those tunnels. Keep the channel clear.
Copy that. Stay safe. Alex steers the rig into the mouth of the tunnel. The interior is a cavernous void, the walls lined with ancient wooden supports, some splintered, others still sturdy. The echo of his engine reverberates, creating a low, throbbing resonance that feels like a heartbeat.
As Alex drives deeper, the tunnel widens into a chamber lit by phosphorescent fungi that glow a sickly green, casting eerie shadows that dance across the stone. The air grows colder, each breath forming a vapor that disappears almost instantly.
The temperature drop is sudden. Something's not right. This place feels alive. A faint, rhythmic tapping resumes, louder now, as if someone or something is knocking on the far wall.
Alex, the signal is now a clear voice. It says, "You cannot leave what you have taken."
Who's speaking? What have I taken?
The voice is distorted, layered with static, yet unmistakably human. It seems to emanate from the very walls themselves.
You took the map, you stole the secret. The road will claim you.
Map secret. I didn't take anything unless.
A rolled parchment, brittle and yellowed, covered in cryptic symbols and a hand-drawn map of the canyon network.
Maya, I've found something, a map. It looks ancient.
Be cautious, Alex. That could be why the signal is reacting.
Alex kneels, the rainwater dripping onto the parchment, causing the ink to smudge. He traces a line that leads from the current tunnel to a hidden alcove marked with a red X.
If this is a treasure map, it could explain the legends. Maybe there's something valuable hidden here. A low, guttural rumble shakes the tunnel, the sound of stone grinding against stone. Dust falls from the ceiling, swirling in the beam of Alex's flashlight.
The canyon's secret awakens, and the walls begin to close in. Alex backs the rig out of the main chamber, the engine's growl echoing like a warning. He follows the map's directions, navigating a narrow side passage that twists like a serpent. The walls are slick with condensation, the air thick with the metallic tang of rust.
Alex, the signal is fluctuating. It's the blood of the road.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but stay focused.
The passage opens into a cramped alcove, its entrance concealed behind a fallen slab of stone. Inside, the space is illuminated by a single, flickering lantern that casts trembling shadows on the walls. The floor is littered with broken tools, rusted pickaxes, and a weathered leather journal bound in cracked leather.
This must be the miner's hideout. The journal could hold answers. Alex picks up the journal, its pages brittle, the ink faded but legible. He flips to the first entry, dated June 12, 1923.
We have struck something, a vein of black ore unlike any we've seen. It sings at night, a low hum that rattles the bones. The men speak of a curse of the road that never ends. We must guard it, lest the world be consumed.
Maya, this is insane. They believe the ore was cursed.
Sounds like myth, but the tone is serious. Keep reading.
They came for the ore. The road took them. We cannot let it spread. Blood, the road took them. Could this be the source of the whispers? A sudden high-pitched screech pierces the silence, a metallic clang as a hidden door slides open, revealing a narrow shaft descending into darkness. From the depths, a faint, rhythmic thumping can be heard, like a heartbeat echoing through stone.
From the abyss, a pulse rises, promising both salvation and doom. Alex shines his flashlight down the shaft. The beam cuts through the gloom, revealing a staircase of rough stone, slick with moisture. The air grows colder with each step, the scent of earth and something metallic, perhaps blood, becoming more pronounced.
Alex, the transmission is now a chorus of voices. They're chanting, "The road will never end, the road will consume."
I'm going down. If there's something down there, I need to know what we're dealing with.
Be careful. Whatever it is, it's powerful. Alex descends, the stone steps echoing his footfalls. The drumming grows louder, matching the rhythm of his heartbeat. He reaches a vaulted chamber, its ceiling supported by ancient timber beams, now rotted and fragile. In the center lies a massive, obsidian black monolith, pulsing with a faint inner light that seems to breathe.
It looks like a pillar of pure darkness, yet it's alive, its surface rippling like liquid mercury. The monolith emits a low hum, resonating through Alex's bones. The sound aligns with the earlier whispers, forming a symphony of dread. Around the base, scattered relics, old mining helmets, rusted lanterns, and a shattered compass lay strewn.
Alex, the signal is now a single phrase repeated over and over. Feed the road.
Feed the what? Is this some kind of energy source?
As Alex approaches, the monolith's surface cracks, revealing a fissure that emits a thin stream of dark, viscous fluid that drips onto the stone floor, sizzles, and evaporates into a faint, acrid smoke.
It's like the heart of the canyon, pumping something. A sudden surge of wind rushes through the chamber, extinguishing the lanterns, plunging the space into near darkness save for the monolith's eerie glow. The drumming intensifies, now matching the rhythm of Alex's pulse.
The canyon's secret pulses, and the darkness beckons Alex deeper into its veins. Alex steps back, the weight of the monolith's presence pressing on his mind. He feels a tug, a compulsion to touch the dark fluid, as if it calls to something dormant within him.
Alex, the transmission is now a warning. Do not drink the blood of the road.
What if it's a power source? Could it fuel the rig? Could it give me something?
It could be a trap. The legends warned of the road, consuming those who seek its bounty.
I've spent my life hauling cargo, chasing deadlines, ignoring the cost. Maybe this is a chance to change or to lose everything.
Only the willing may sip, the greedy shall drown.
Maya, I think I've found the heart of the legend. It's a source of power, but at a terrible price.
Whatever you decide, remember the road has taken many before you. Alex pauses, the choice hanging in the stale air. He can either take a sample of the fluid, potentially unlocking unimaginable power, or leave it untouched, preserving the mystery but possibly missing a chance to end his own haunted past.
The road offers a bargain, and Alex stands at the crossroads of destiny. After a tense moment, Alex withdraws his hand, stepping back from the monolith. He turns to the exit, the faint glow of the monolith receding behind him as he climbs the stone stairs. The drumming fades, replaced by the soft patter of water seeping through the cavern walls.
I can't let greed dictate my fate. The road has already taken enough. He reaches the surface, the night sky now clearing, stars piercing the fog. The rig waits, its engine humming patiently. Alex climbs back into the cab, the rain having ceased, leaving a fresh, clean scent of petrichor in the air.
Alex, you're back. Did you get what you were looking for?
I found the heart of the canyon, but I chose not to take it. Some things are better left untouched.
Wise choice. The road will remember that.
As Alex pulls back onto the highway, the canyon behind him seems to sigh, the fog lifting slowly, revealing the road ahead bathed in the pale glow of the moon. The distant hum of the monolith fades, but its echo lingers in Alex's mind, a reminder that some mysteries are meant to be respected, not conquered.
Maybe the real treasure was learning when to walk away.
And as the highway stretched toward sunrise, a new whisper rose from the asphalt. The road never ends, but the traveler can choose his path. The road opens onto a flat expanse of cracked earth, the sun a white blade slicing the horizon. Ahead, a solitary outpost sits like a forgotten sentinel, its corrugated metal walls scarred by time and sandstorms.
The heat hits me like a furnace. I can feel the sweat gathering at the back of my neck before the AC even kicks in.
Alex, satellite imagery shows a temporary shelter here. Might be a good place to refuel and run diagnostics.
Copy that, Maya, pulling in. The rig grinds to a halt beside the sagging doorway. The metal door creaks open with a protest, revealing a dim interior lit by a single flickering bulb. Dust dances in the shafts of light that manage to escape the broken windows.
A faint odor of stale diesel mingles with the dry scent of sand, while the distant hum of a generator thrums like a dying heart.
I've been on the road for years, but this place feels wrong. Like the valley itself is holding its breath. A shadow moves near the far wall, a figure hunched over a battered console, fingers dancing over faded buttons.
Alex, I'm picking up a low-frequency pulse from inside. It's irregular, almost rhythmic.
Who's there? Identify yourself.
You shouldn't have come, Road Rider.
Who are you? What do you want?
The road remembers. It never forgets. A sudden flash of lightning outside the outpost throws the room into stark relief, revealing a gaunt man with a scarred face, eyes like polished obsidian.
He looks like the ghost truck driver from the canyon, but older, hardened by something else.
I am the Keeper. This valley is a crossroads, and you have stepped onto a path you cannot leave.
Alex, the pulse is accelerating. It's syncing with the rig's telemetry.
What does that mean?
Your engine is the key. Turn it, and the valley will swallow you whole.
The rig's dashboard flickers, the gauges trembling as if a hidden hand is twisting the needle.
My pride is screaming to keep moving, but something in his voice feels like a warning I can't ignore.
The ground beneath the outpost began to pulse, as if the earth itself were counting down.
Alex backs the rig away from the outpost, the engine whining in protest. He follows a narrow, half-buried trail that leads to a yawning tunnel carved into the side of a sandstone ridge. The entrance is framed by ancient glyphs etched into the stone, their lines worn smooth by centuries of wind.
Alex, the signal is now a chorus of whispers. They're saying, "Follow the water, find the truth."
Water in a desert.
A thin trickle of water seeps from a fissure in the tunnel wall, forming a shallow stream that glints in the dim light. The sound is hypnotic, a gentle babble that seems to pull at Alex's thoughts.
The water feels alive, like it's guiding me deeper. My gut says I should turn back, but my stubborn pride won't let me quit now. He drives forward, the rig's headlights cutting through the darkness, illuminating the wet stones that glisten like black glass. The tunnel narrows, the walls closing in, and the air grows cooler, carrying a faint metallic tang.
Every drop you see is a memory, every echo is a lie.
Who are you really? Why are you doing this?
I am the silence that follows the scream of the road. I keep the balance. A sudden rumble shakes the tunnel, and the water level rises rapidly, flooding the path ahead.
Alex, the water is rising faster than the rig can climb. You need to decide, stay and drown or turn back.
My pride wants to press on to prove I'm not afraid, but the flood threatens to swallow everything. He slams the accelerator, the rig's tires spitting mud as it climbs the slick incline. The water splashes against the windshield, the sound like 1,000 tiny drums.
The road will not forgive hesitation. A flash of light from the tunnel's far end reveals a cavernous chamber, its ceiling dotted with stalactites that drip crystalline water onto a massive stone altar. At the altar rests a tarnished silver box, its lid sealed with a rusted padlock.
What's inside?
The secret that keeps the valley from devouring the world.
Alex, the box is emitting a low-frequency hum that matches the pulse from the outpost. It's dangerous.
I can feel the weight of the box's aura, like a heartbeat echoing through my bones.
As the water surged, the box began to glow, casting eerie shadows that seemed to crawl toward Alex's eyes.
Alex pulls the rig to a halt beside the altar, the engine idling like a nervous animal. He steps out, boots sinking into the wet stone, the cold water lapping at his calves. The silver box sits on the altar, its surface etched with the same glyphs that mark the tunnel entrance.
Alex, the box's frequency is aligning with the rig's engine. If you open it, the resonance could overload the system.
Or it could give us the answers we need. He kneels, running his fingers over the rusted padlock. The metal is cold, the lock's tumblers frozen in place. With a grunt, Alex pulls a small, dented wrench from his toolbox and forces the lock open. The padlock snaps, echoing through the cavern like a gunshot.
Now you have unleashed what was meant to stay buried. The lid lifts with a sigh, releasing a plume of silvery mist that swirls around Alex's head. The mist carries a faint scent of ozone and old paper, like a library that has not been opened in centuries.
The mist feels like a memory, each tendril pulling at a fragment of my past, flames, sirens, the night of the crash. Inside the box lies a stack of vellum scrolls, each bearing intricate diagrams of road networks, intersecting lines that pulse with a faint blue glow. At the top of the pile sits a small brass key shaped like a road sign.
Alex, the key matches the lock on the outpost's gate. It could be our way out or deeper in.
Then we take it. We need to get back to the rig. He gathers the scrolls and the key, slipping them into his jacket. The mist begins to recede, the cavern's temperature dropping sharply, the air turning crisp as if a winter wind had entered.
You have taken the road's memory. Now the valley will test you. A low rumble shakes the cavern, and the entrance to the tunnel collapses behind Alex, a cascade of stones sealing the way he came.
My heart pounds. The valley has turned into a maze, and I'm trapped with a secret that could change everything.
The cavern's walls started to shift, revealing a hidden passage that glowed with the same blue light as the scrolls.
Alex squeezes through the narrow opening, the passage narrowing to a crawl space barely wider than his shoulders. The floor is slick with moisture, the walls pulsing faintly with the same blue luminescence that emanated from the scrolls. Each step sends a soft click through the stone, like a metronome marking time.
Alex, I'm receiving a new transmission. It's a fragmented voice saying, "The road ends where it began."
What does that mean?
The passage opens into a vast underground chamber, its ceiling vaulted high enough to swallow a skyscraper. In the center stands a colossal, circular road, smooth black tar that seems to extend infinitely in all directions, illuminated by phosphorescent stones embedded along its edges. At the far end, a massive archway bears the same glyphs as the outpost, but this one is intact, its doors ajar, revealing a blinding white light beyond.
It feels like I've stumbled upon the heart of the valley, a place where every road converges. My mind races. Could this be the source of the valley's power? He steps onto the black road, the surface cool under his boots, the hum of the scrolls resonating through his bones. The brass key in his pocket vibrates as if urging him forward.
Every road leads to a choice. Every choice shapes the world. A low, rhythmic thudding begins, growing louder with each step, like the heartbeat of the earth itself. The light beyond the archway pulses, inviting yet foreboding.
Alex, the rig's telemetry is spiking. The engine is drawing power from something underground.
If this is the source, we could harness it. Imagine the possibilities: endless fuel, limitless range.
Power comes at a price. The valley feeds on those who take without giving. A sudden gust of wind rushes through the chamber, scattering ash that smells of burnt rubber and ozone. The black road begins to ripple, forming a wave that lifts Alex's feet off the ground.
I'm suspended, weightless, as if the road itself is deciding whether to keep me or cast me aside.
The wave surged, and Alex felt the valley's grip tighten around his throat, as if the road itself were trying to swallow him whole.
A sudden flash of light blinds the scene, and the world shifts.
You think you can outrun the road, but it's always been part of you. The choices you make now echo through every mile you'll ever travel.
Listen, Alex, the valley isn't just a place. It's a memory, a living archive of every driver who ever dared to cross it.
The vision fades, returning to the underground chamber. Alex lands gently back on the black road, the wave receding as quickly as it rose. His rig's engine roars to life, the sound now harmonized with the valley's pulse, a symphony of steel and stone.
The future I saw a warning or perhaps a promise. I can't ignore it.
A sprawling desert sunrise, the horizon painted in gold and crimson, the road stretching ahead like a river of fire. In the distance, a silhouette of a massive, gleaming tower rises, its peak disappearing into the clouds.
Alex, the tower is the source of the valley's power. If we reach it, we could control the flow, perhaps even end the curse.
Or we could become the curse ourselves. He pauses, hand hovering over the keyhole at the base of the tower. The wind carries the faint sound of distant traffic, a reminder of the world beyond the valley.
Choose Road Rider. The road remembers, but it also forgives.
With the key trembling in his grasp, Alex felt the weight of every mile he'd ever driven bearing down on his shoulders.
The sun has risen over the desert, painting the sand in molten amber. Alex stands before the massive tower that looms like a black obelisk against the bright sky. Its surface is a patchwork of rusted plates and polished chrome, each seam humming with a faint, electric pulse that seems to sync with his own heartbeat.
Voice edged with determination, Maya, the key fits. The lock's resistance, it's like the tower's breathing.
Crackling over the CB, calm but urgent. Alex, the telemetry spikes every time you get closer. Whatever's inside is feeding off the rig's power grid. Stay sharp.
I've chased ghosts on lonely highways for years. This feels like stepping into the engine of a living thing. My pride tells me to push forward, but the whisper of the valley warns me to tread lightly. He inserts the brass key into the massive lock. The tumblers grind, a metallic sigh echoing through the courtyard. With a final turn, the gate shutters open, revealing a stairwell spiraling downward into darkness. A thin column of blue light leaks from the top, pulsing in time with the rhythm of the valley's heartbeat.
Enter Road Rider. The road remembers every tire track you've left. Tonight it will remember yours. Alex takes a breath, the scent of heated metal and ozone filling his nostrils, and steps onto the first rung. The metal beneath his boots vibrates, sending a low tremor up his spine.
Alex, I'm picking up a secondary signal, an encrypted broadcast. It's a countdown, 10 seconds, then silence.
Then we better make those 10 seconds count. The stairwell descends, each step echoing like a drumbeat. The blue light grows brighter, bathing the walls in an otherworldly glow.
At the bottom, a massive door of living steel began to seal, grinding shut as Alex's boot slipped on the slick metal.
The door halts just before closing, sliding aside with a hiss of compressed air. Alex finds himself in a cavernous chamber whose walls are lined with towering mirrors, each surface warped and rippling like liquid mercury. The floor is a polished obsidian slab that reflects a sky of stars that do not belong to any night he's ever known.
What is this?
Alex, the mirrors are amplifying the signal. I'm seeing layers of data, maps, routes, histories, all interwoven. It's a tapestry of every journey ever taken on this road.
Every mile I've driven, every crash, every night spent alone in the cab, now they're all staring back at me, multiplied 100-fold. The valley isn't just a place, it's a memory bank. A figure steps out from behind a mirror, a tall silhouette cloaked in shifting shadows, its face obscured by a reflective visor. The air around it crackles with static.
Voice smooth, chilling. You have come far, Alex Morgan. I am the Veil, the keeper of the valley's secrets. Your pride has brought you here, but it will also be your undoing.
Who are you? What do you want from me?
I am the antagonist you never saw coming. I am the road's conscience, the balance between motion and stillness. I feed on the stories you carry, and I will take yours if you cannot relinquish the weight you bear.
Alex, the mirrors are destabilizing. The data overload could fry the rig systems. We need to shut this down.
The Veil's words sting. I've always thought the road was indifferent, a blank canvas. Now it has a voice, a purpose, and it wants something from me.
The night of the crash, the bloodied hands, the endless highways, the faces of loved ones he left behind. The images cascade, overlapping, creating a vortex of light that swirls toward the center of the chamber.
Watch, Road Rider, as your own story becomes the very weapon that will bind you.
Alex, the countdown is at 3, 2, 1. A deafening sonic boom erupts, shattering several mirrors. The chamber trembles and a hidden compartment in the floor slides open, revealing a narrow tunnel bathed in the same blue luminescence from the tower.
Through the shattered glass, a shadow moved faster than the eye could follow, slipping into the newly revealed tunnel.
Alex darts toward the tunnel, the broken mirror shards crunching under his boots. The air inside is cooler, scented with mineral water and a faint metallic tang that reminds him of the rig's engine oil. The walls are smooth, etched with ancient glyphs that pulse faintly in sync with the blue light.
I'm inside. The tunnel, it feels alive.
The Veil's influence is strongest here. The glyphs are a language of resonance. Each pulse carries a fragment of the valley's memory. Listen.
Remember the road of the night, the blood, the promise.
These are not random noises. They're fragments of the lives the valley has claimed. My own voice is among them, a reminder of the crash that haunts me. The tunnel bends sharply, leading to a cavern where a massive, rotating gear, larger than a house, dominates the space. Its teeth interlock with a series of smaller gears, all turning in perfect synchrony, generating a low hum that reverberates through Alex's chest.
Every gear is a decision, Alex. Turn one wrong and the whole mechanism stalls.
What is this place?
The heart of the valley. Here the road's power is harvested, stored, and redistributed. It feeds the endless highways, the towns, the dreams of those who chase the horizon.
If we can disrupt the gear's rotation, we can cut the veil's hold on the valley and on you. Alex spots a lever beside the central gear, its handle encrusted with rust but still functional. He reaches for it, feeling the vibrations travel up his arm.
My pride tells me to seize control, to pull the lever and dominate the machine. My fear whispers that meddling could unleash something far worse. He hesitates, the hum growing louder, the air thickening as if the valley itself is holding its breath.
You have a choice, road rider. Pull the lever and become the master of the road, or leave it and remain a passenger forever. A sudden flash of lightning outside the cavern illuminates a hidden alcove behind the gear, revealing a small, ornate box pulsing with a soft golden light. Inside, a single photograph rests. A younger Alex with his sister, both smiling, the road stretching behind them.
I can't lose her again.
Alex, the box is a memory anchor. If you take it, you can restore what the veil has stolen, but you'll also give it a new source of power.
The gear shuddered, teeth grinding against each other as the lever began to move of its own accord, inching toward the point of no return.
Time folds. A flash forward erupts, pulling Alex's consciousness forward 20 years. He sees himself older, sitting in a dimly lit garage, surrounded by the husks of decommissioned rigs. A holographic map of the valley flickers on the wall, its lines pulsing with a faint blue glow.
I thought I could outrun the valley. I thought I could lock it away. But the road never forgets. A younger version of Maya appears beside him, her avatar rendered in soft teal light. She places a hand on his shoulder.
You still carry the weight, Alex. The veil, it never truly dies. It lives in the stories we tell. The scene snaps back to the present. Alex's hand trembles on the lever. The gear's hum reaches a crescendo, shaking the cavern walls.
The future I just saw a warning or a promise. I can't let that photograph become a trophy for the veil. I have to act. He pulls the lever with all his strength. Metal screams as the central gear jolts, its rotation faltering. The smaller gears grind, some locking, others spinning wildly out of sync. A deep, resonant crack reverberates through the tunnel, like a thunderclap swallowed by stone.
Alex, the power surge, shut down the rig's feed. Alex scrambles to the control panel, mounted on the tunnel wall, flipping switches that divert the rig's energy away from the valley's heart. The blue light flickers, dimming, then sputtering out entirely.
You cannot erase the road. The cavern begins to collapse. Dust rains down as sections of the tunnel crumble, the gear disintegrating into a cloud of metallic particles. Alex grabs the photograph, clutching it to his chest as the world shakes.
Maya, get out now.
I'm on it. Head for the exit. A massive stone slab slides open, revealing a narrow passage that leads upward toward the surface. Alex and Maya sprint, the rumble of the collapsing tunnel echoing behind them like a dying heartbeat.
Just as they reached the light, a deafening roar erupted from the valley below, and the ground beneath Alex gave way, swallowing the photograph whole.
Alex bursts into the blinding daylight, the desert heat slapping his skin like a slap of reality. The sand swirls around him, catching the first rays of a sunrise that paints the sky in shades of rose and gold. Maya follows, her breaths ragged, eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of pursuit.
It's over, the valley, it's quiet.
The rig systems are offline, but the transmission is still alive. The veil's signal is fading. We've bought time. Alex looks back toward the tower, now a dark silhouette against the brightening sky. A faint plume of dust rises from the collapsed tunnel, curling like a ghostly finger pointing back to the abyss.
I thought I could outrun my past, but the road has a way of circling back. Yet today, I chose to break the chain. The photograph is gone, but the memory of my sister lives in me, untethered from the valley's grasp. A distant rumble rolls across the desert, a low, mournful sound that could be the valley's final sigh or the echo of a new threat awakening elsewhere.
Alex, we should get the rig repaired and head back to the highway. There are still miles to drive, and stories still waiting to be written.
Yeah, and maybe I'll finally learn to listen to the road instead of trying to dominate it. A flash of movement catches Alex's eye, a lone hawk soaring overhead, its wings cutting cleanly through the morning air. It circles once, then flies east, disappearing over the dunes.
The road never truly ends, does it?
No, it just changes direction.
As Alex climbs back into his rig, the engine sputters to life, a low growl that feels less like a beast and more like a companion. He turns the key and the dashboard lights flicker, displaying a single line of text. System reboot ready. He pulls onto the highway, the desert stretching endlessly ahead, the sun climbing higher, casting long shadows that dance across the asphalt. Behind him, the valley recedes, its secrets buried beneath rubble, but its whisper lingers on the wind.
The road will always have new mysteries. Perhaps the next one isn't a monster hidden in stone, but something quieter, waiting for a driver brave enough to hear it.
Safe travels, Alex. Keep your ears open.
Will do, Maya. See you at the next checkpoint. The rig disappears into the horizon, a thin line of light against the endless desert, as the camera of imagination pans up to the sky, where a faint, almost imperceptible symbol, an intertwined road and key, glimmers for a heartbeat before vanishing.
Somewhere far beyond the dunes, a new signal flickered to life, its code unreadable but unmistakably familiar, beckoning the road rider once more.
The sun has climbed high, bleaching the dunes into a sea of white glass. Alex, road rider Morgan, wipes a bead of sweat from his brow, the heat pressing against his helmet like a vice. The rig's engine hums a steady rhythm, a pulse that matches the thrum of his own heart.
The desert feels alive, every grain whispering a secret I can't quite catch.
Alex, the tower's collapse sent a shockwave through the valley's network. I'm seeing a residual signal, something trying to re-establish a link. It's faint, but it's there.
Pride tells me I can ride this out alone, but Maya's voice is the only tether I have left. He shifts the rig into fourth gear, the tires kicking up a plume of sand that swirls like ghostly ribbons. The landscape ahead is a jagged canyon, its walls etched with the same glyphs that haunted him in the tunnel. A low, resonant vibration runs through the ground, as if the earth itself were humming a warning. Maya, I'm approaching the canyon. The glyphs, they're still glowing.
That's the Veil's signature. It's trying to rebuild its conduit. If we don't cut it now, the valley will regain its power. A sudden gust of wind slams the rig's windshield, scattering sand across the windshield like a spray of tiny knives. The sound of the wind is a mournful wail, echoing off the canyon walls.
Every mile I've driven has led to this moment. The road has been my prison and my salvation. He pulls the rig to a stop at the canyon's lip, the engine's roar fading into a low growl. The canyon floor is a mosaic of cracked stone, each fissure pulsing with a faint blue light. In the center, a massive stone altar stands, its surface scarred by centuries of traffic. Atop it, a shard of the silver box from the tower glints, still humming with residual energy.
Alex, that shard is the core of the Veil's power. If we destroy it, the network collapses.
And if we fail,
The valley will rise again and the road will claim more souls. A distant rumble shakes the canyon, a low thunder that seems to come from the earth itself. The Veil's presence is palpable, a cold pressure against Alex's spine.
my pride wants to charge, to smash it with brute force. My fear whispers that the wrong move could trigger a cataclysm. He steps out of the cab, the sand crunching under his boots. The air smells of hot metal and ozone, the scent of a storm that never arrives. He approaches the altar, the shard's glow intensifying with each step. Maya, I'm going in. Keep the channel clear.
Copy that. I'll monitor the signal. The shard pulses, sending a wave of low-frequency sound that reverberates through his skull, a sound like a choir of distant bells tolling in a cathedral of stone.
You cannot sever what has been woven into the road's marrow. Every turn you make is already written.
The Veil's voice is a cold wind through a canyon, persistent, inevitable. He raises his hand, the brass key from the tower still hanging from his belt, its teeth catching the faint light. He presses the key into the shard's surface, feeling the resistance of ancient magic meeting modern metal.
Alex, the signal is spiking. The veil is trying to reroute power through the rig.
Hold on, Maya. I'm not sure what this will do. The shard erupts in a burst of blue flame, the heat licking his fingertips. The canyon walls tremble, dust raining down like ash from a volcano.
You think you can unmake the road. You are but a driver on a path you cannot see.
My pride flares. If I can't break this, I'll die trying. He squeezes the key tighter, the metal biting into his palm. The shard's glow flickers, then steadies, as if the veil is being forced into a reluctant pause.
Alex, the signal is stabilizing. You've got a few seconds, do it now. Alex lifts the shard, the weight of centuries pressing down. He swings it toward the altar's edge, aiming to shatter the core. The shard cracks, a sound like glass shattering in a vacuum, and a wave of dark energy surges outward, rippling across the canyon floor.
No, you cannot. The canyon erupts in a deafening roar, the ground splitting along the fault lines. A fissure opens beneath the altar, swallowing the shard and the bronze key in a vortex of light.
The valley is bleeding, but the wound is finally exposed. He staggers back, the rig's engine coughing as the power surge cuts through its systems. The blue light fades, the canyon returning to a dull, lifeless gray.
Alex, the network is down. The veil's signal is gone.
For now, he looks up at the sky, the sun now a burning orange disk, casting long shadows across the sand. The wind has died, leaving an eerie stillness that feels like the calm after a storm. I've broken a cycle, but the road never truly ends.
A distant rumble echoed from the far horizon, a low, ominous thrum that hinted the valley's heart might yet beat again.
Night drapes the desert in a cloak of sable, stars spilling across the heavens like spilled ink. Alex returns to his rig, the cabin illuminated by the soft glow of the dashboard. The engine sputters, a tired beast that refuses to die.
The desert night smells of cold metal and dried sage, a reminder that the world keeps turning even when we stand still.
Alex, I'm picking up a faint transmission, something I haven't seen before. It's a low, rhythmic chant, almost like a prayer. It's coming from the direction of the old rail line.
The rail lined the place where the veil first whispered to me. Could this be a remnant, a leftover echo? He drives toward the abandoned rail yard, the rig's headlights cutting through the darkness like twin swords. The rails stretch out like skeletal fingers, rusted and broken, leading to a derelict depot that looms like a tomb. Maya, I'm at the depot. The air feels charged.
Stay alert. The veil may have left a fragment behind, a seed that could grow. A sudden gust rattles the depot's broken windows, sending a cascade of dust spiraling into the night. The sound of a distant train whistle wails, a mournful note that seems out of place in the dead silence.
You cannot flee the road, Alex. It follows you even in darkness.
My pride flares again. How can a voice from stone still reach me? He steps inside, the floorboards creaking under his weight. The depot's interior is a labyrinth of crates, broken chairs, and a rusted control panel that flickers with a feeble green light. On the wall, a mural of the original road map is half eroded, the lines of the highway still visible, glowing faintly.
Alex, the signal is converging on that mural. It's like the veil is trying to rewrite the map.
If it rewrites the map, the road could re-emerge anywhere. We have to stop it. He approaches the mural, the faint glow intensifying as he draws near. The lines of the highway pulse, each segment beating like a heart. The chant grows louder, a chorus of voices layered over one another, singing in an ancient tongue.
Iteratio via iteratio.
The words translate to the road repeats, the road repeats. He pulls out the brass key, now cracked but still functional, from his pocket. The key's teeth catch the light, reflecting the mural's glow. He presses the key into the control panel, hoping to disrupt the veil's attempt to reprogram the map.
Alex, the power draw is massive. If you overload the panel, it could blow the whole depot.
Better a controlled explosion than a resurrected veil. He flips the switch, the panel sparking violently. A surge of electricity arcs across the control board, igniting a small fire that spreads quickly along the old wiring. The mural's glow flickers, then sputters out, the lines of the road dissolving into ash.
No, you cannot. The depot shakes, a low rumble reverberating through the steel beams. The fire spreads, flames licking the rafters, casting dancing shadows that resemble serpents.
The heat on my face is a reminder that some fires must be burned to cleanse. He rushes back to the rig, the night air hitting his face like a cold splash. The depot behind him collapses in a cascade of sparks, the flames consuming the last remnants of the veil's echo.
Alex, the signal is gone. The Veil's network is offline. You did it.
For now, the road will always find a way to whisper. He climbs into the cab, the engine coughing back to life as if grateful for a second chance. The night sky is a tapestry of constellations, each star a silent witness to his battle. I've faced the darkness, but the horizon still calls.
A lone coyote howled in the distance, its cry echoing across the dunes, as if announcing the arrival of something new.
Dawn breaks, painting the desert in hues of gold and rose. The sun climbs, its rays scattering across the sand, turning each grain into a tiny prism. Alex, road rider Morgan, sits in his rig, the dashboard now displaying a simple message: system stable, ready.
The morning air smells of warm sand and fresh possibility. After years of chasing the horizon, I finally feel the weight lift.
Good morning, Alex. The network is clear. No trace of the Veil. You've earned a break.
Pride still burns, but now it's tempered with humility. I've learned that the road isn't just asphalt, it's the stories we carry. He starts the engine, the rumble smoother than before, as if the rig itself has healed. The road ahead stretches, a ribbon of black disappearing into the sunrise. Maya, let's take the scenic route. I want to see the coastline before the day ends.
Copy that. Setting course for the Pacific. Expect beautiful views and a chance to unwind. The rig rolls onto the highway, the tires humming against the freshly warmed pavement. The wind whistles through the open windows, carrying with it the salty scent of distant seas.
Every mile now feels like a promise, not a burden.
Lumo Plus, powered by the road. The image fades, leaving a lingering sense that his story is about to intertwine with something larger.
Alex, I'm picking up a faint transmission. Nothing threatening, just a friendly ping. Someone's broadcasting a welcome message for all drivers entering the coastal corridor.
Let's hear it.
Welcome, travelers, to the Pacific Highway. May your journeys be safe, your cargo secure, and your roads ever open. Alex smiles, the words resonating like a benediction. He glances at the rearview mirror, seeing his own reflection, a man who has finally stopped running from his past and begun embracing the road's true nature.
The road never ends, but it can lead us to places we never imagined. The rig accelerates, the horizon widening, the ocean's edge appearing as a thin line of silver on the far side of the dunes. The sun climbs higher, casting a brilliant glare that makes the water sparkle like a field of diamonds.
Alex, I've logged today's mileage. You've covered 1,200 miles since the Veil fell. That's a record for a single driver in a month.
Record or redemption, maybe both. A distant rumble, barely audible, rolls across the sand, a low, rhythmic thrum that seems to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Alex pauses, his eyes narrowing. Could the road be whispering again? He leans forward, listening. The thrum resolves into a faint, melodic chime, like a bell tolling in the distance. It's not a threat, but a promise, a hint that the road still has stories left to tell.
Looks like something's out there, Alex, something new.
Then let's meet it head-on. He puts the rig into gear, the engine roaring with renewed vigor, and drives toward the coastline, the ocean's roar merging with the rhythmic chime of the road.
As the sun climbs toward its zenith, Alex, road rider Morgan, disappears over the crest of the dunes, his silhouette merging with the horizon, the road stretching endlessly ahead, whispering of journeys yet to come.
In the distance, a faint lighthouse flickered to life, its beam cutting through the morning mist, a beacon for the next traveler, and perhaps the first sign of a new road waiting to be forged.
The sun climbs high, bleaching the dunes into a sea of white glass. Heat presses against the windshield like a fist, and the rig's engine hums a steady rhythm that matches Alex, road rider, Morgan's own pulse.
The desert feels alive, every grain whispering a secret I can't quite catch.
Alex, the tower's collapse sent a shockwave through the valley's network. I'm picking up a residual signal, something trying to re-establish a link. It's faint, but it's there.
Pride tells me I can ride this out alone, but Maya's voice is the only tether I have left. He shifts the rig into fourth gear, tires kicking up a plume of sand that curls like ghostly ribbons. Ahead, a jagged canyon looms, its walls etched with the same glyphs that haunted him in the tunnel. A low, resonant vibration runs through the ground, as if the earth itself were humming a warning. Maya, I'm approaching the canyon. The glyphs, they're still glowing.
That's the Veil's signature. It's trying to rebuild its conduit. If we don't cut it now, the valley will regain its power. A sudden gust slams the windshield, scattering sand across the glass like tiny knives. The wind wails, echoing off the canyon walls.
Every mile I've driven has led to this moment. The road has been my prison and my salvation. He pulls the rig to a stop at the canyon's lip, the engine's roar fading into a low growl. The floor ahead is a mosaic of cracked stone, each fissure pulsing with a faint blue light. In the center, a massive stone altar stands, scarred by centuries of traffic. Atop it, a shard of the silver box from the tower glints, still humming with residual energy.
Alex, that shard is the core of the Veil's power. Destroy it and the network collapses.
And if we fail,
The valley will rise again, and the road will claim more souls. A distant rumble shakes the canyon, a low thunder that seems to come from the earth itself. The Veil's presence presses cold against Alex's spine.
my pride wants to charge, to smash it with brute force. My fear whispers that the wrong move could trigger a cataclysm. He steps out of the cab, sand crunching under his boots. The air smells of hot metal and ozone, a storm that never arrives. He approaches the altar, the shards glow intensifying with each step. Maya, I'm going in. Keep the channel clear.
Copy that. I'll monitor the signal. The shard pulses, sending a low-frequency wave that reverberates through his skull like distant bells tolling in a cathedral of stone.
You cannot sever what has been woven into the road's marrow. Every turn you make is already written. The Veil's voice is a cold wind through a canyon, persistent, inevitable. He raises his hand, the brass key from the tower still hanging from his belt, its teeth catching the faint light. He presses the key into the shard's surface, feeling the resistance of ancient magic meeting modern metal.
Alex, the signal is spiking. The Veil is trying to reroute power through the rig.
Hold on, Maya. I'm not sure what this will do. The shard erupts in a burst of blue flame, heat licking his fingertips. The canyon walls tremble, dust raining down like ash from a volcano. You think you can unmake the road. You are but a driver on a path you cannot see. My pride flares. If I can't break this, I'll die trying. He squeezes the key tighter, the metal biting into his palm. The shard's glow flickers, then steadies, as if the Veil is being forced into a reluctant pause.
Alex, the signal is stabilizing. You've got a few seconds, do it now. Alex lifts the shard, the weight of centuries pressing down. He swings it toward the altar's edge, aiming to shatter the core. The shard cracks, a sound like glass shattering in a vacuum, and a wave of dark energy surges outward, rippling across the canyon floor.
No, you cannot. The canyon erupts in a deafening roar, the ground splitting along fault lines. A fissure opens beneath the altar, swallowing the shard and the bronze key in a vortex of light. The valley is bleeding, but the wound is finally exposed. He staggers back, the rig's engine coughing as the power surge cuts through its systems. The blue light fades, the canyon returning to a dull, lifeless gray.
Alex, the network is down. The Veil's signal is gone.
For now, he looks up at the sky, the sun now a burning orange disk, casting long shadows across the sand. The wind has died, leaving an eerie stillness that feels like the calm after a storm. I've broken a cycle, but the road never truly ends.
A distant rumble echoed from the far horizon, a low, ominous thrum that hinted the valley's heart might yet beat again. Night drapes the desert in a cloak of sable, stars spilling across the heavens like spilled ink. Alex returns to his rig, the cabin illuminated by the soft glow of the dashboard. The engine sputters, a tired beast that refuses to die.
The desert night smells of cold metal and dried sage, a reminder that the world keeps turning even when we stand still.
Alex, I'm picking up a faint transmission, something I haven't seen before. It's a low, rhythmic chant, almost like a prayer. It's coming from the direction of the old rail line.
The rail lined the place where the veil first whispered to me. Could this be a remnant, a leftover echo? He drives toward the abandoned rail yard, the rig's headlights cutting through the darkness like twin swords. The rails stretch out like skeletal fingers, rusted and broken, leading to a derelict depot that looms like a tomb. I'm at the depot. The air feels charged.
Stay alert. The Veil may have left a fragment behind, a seed that could grow. A sudden gust rattles the depot's broken windows, sending a cascade of dust spiraling into the night. The sound of a distant train whistle wails, a mournful note that seems out of place in the dead silence.
You cannot flee the road, Alex. It follows you even in darkness. My pride flares again. How can a voice from stone still reach me? He steps inside, the floorboards creaking under his weight. The depot's interior is a labyrinth of crates, broken chairs, and a rusted control panel that flickers with a feeble green light. On the wall, a mural of the original road map is half eroded, the lines of the highway still visible, glowing faintly.
Alex, the signal is converging on that mural. It's like the Veil is trying to rewrite the map.
If it rewrites the map, the road could re-emerge anywhere. We have to stop it. He approaches the mural, the faint glow intensifying as he draws near. The lines of the highway pulse, each segment beating like a heart. The chant grows louder, a chorus of voices layered over one another, singing in an ancient tongue. Iteratio via, iterations. The words translate to the road repeats, the road repeats. He pulls out the brass key, now cracked but still functional, from his pocket. The key's teeth catch the light, reflecting the mural's glow. He presses the key into the control panel, hoping to disrupt the Veil's attempt to reprogram the map.
Alex, the power draw is massive. If you overload the panel, it could blow the whole depot.
Better a controlled explosion than a resurrected Veil. He flips the switch, the panel sparking violently. A surge of electricity arcs across the control board, igniting a small fire that spreads quickly along the old wiring. The mural's glow flickers, then sputters out, the lines of the road dissolving into ash. No, you cannot, the depot shakes, a low rumble reverberating through the steel beams. The fire spreads, flames licking the rafters, casting dancing shadows that resemble serpents. The heat on my face is a reminder that some fires must be burned to cleanse. He rushes back to the rig, the night air hitting his face like a cold splash. The depot behind him collapses in a cascade of sparks, the flames consuming the last remnants of the Veil's echo.
Alex, the signal is gone. The Veil's network is offline. You did it.
For now, the road will always find a way to whisper. He climbs into the cab, the engine coughing back to life as if grateful for a second chance. The night sky is a tapestry of constellations, each star a silent witness to his battle. I've faced the darkness, but the horizon still calls.
A lone coyote howled in the distance, its cry echoing across the dunes, as if announcing the arrival of something new. Dawn breaks, painting the desert in hues of gold and rose. The sun climbs, its rays scattering across the sand, turning each grain into a tiny prism. Alex, road rider Morgan, sits in his rig, the dashboard now displaying a simple message: system stable, ready.
The morning air smells of warm sand and fresh possibility. After years of chasing the horizon, I finally feel the weight lift.
Good morning, Alex. The network is clear. No trace of the veil. You've earned a break.
Maya, let's take the scenic route. I want to see the coastline before the day ends.
Copy that. Setting course for the Pacific. Expect beautiful views and a chance to unwind. The rig rolls onto the highway, tires humming against the freshly warmed pavement. The wind whistles through the open windows, carrying the salty scent of distant seas.
Every mile now feels like a promise, not a burden.
Lumo Plus, powered by the road. The image fades, leaving a lingering sense that his story is about to intertwine with something larger.
Alex, I'm picking up a faint transmission. Nothing threatening, just a friendly ping. Someone's broadcasting a welcome message for all drivers entering the coastal corridor.
Let's hear it.
Welcome, travelers, to the Pacific Highway. May your journeys be safe, your cargo secure, and your roads ever open. Alex smiles, the words resonating like a benediction. He glances at the rearview mirror, seeing his own reflection, a man who has finally stopped running from his past and begun embracing the road's true nature.
The road never ends, but it can lead us to places we never imagined. The rig accelerates, the horizon widening, the ocean's edge appearing as a thin line of silver on the far side of the dunes. The sun climbs higher, casting a brilliant glare that makes the water sparkle like a field of diamonds.
Alex, I've logged today's mileage. You've covered 1,200 miles since the veil fell. That's a record for a single driver in a month.
Record or redemption, maybe both. A distant rumble, barely audible, rolls across the sand, a low, rhythmic thrum that seems to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Alex pauses, his eyes narrowing. Could the road be whispering again? He leans forward, listening. The thrum resolves into a faint, melodic chime, like a bell tolling in the distance. It's not a threat, but a promise, a hint that the road still has stories left to tell.
Looks like something's out there, Alex. Something new.
Then let's meet it head-on. He puts the rig into gear, the engine roaring with renewed vigor, and drives toward the coastline, the ocean's roar merging with the rhythmic chime of the road.
In the distance, a faint lighthouse flickered to life, its beam cutting through the morning mist, a beacon for the next traveller, and perhaps the first sign of a new road waiting to be forged. Strap in for a heart-pounding, 60-minute spoken-word saga that follows Alex, road rider Morgan, a lone long-haul trucker haunted by his past. When a mysterious signal lures him into a desolate canyon, Alex discovers a hidden network of ancient powers, a relentless antagonist known only as the Veil, and a race against time that will test his stubborn pride and survival instincts. Featuring immersive soundscapes, vivid sensory detail, and pulse-quickening cliffhangers every few minutes, this cinematic audio drama is perfect for late-night drives, suspense lovers, and fans of thriller mystery storytelling. Thriller mystery # audio story spoken word road rider trucker style horror podcast # suspense narration storytelling midnight haul the Veil cinematic audio immersive story podcast drama # long haul road trip audio drama narrative hook cliffhanger # flash forward prophetic hint sensory storytelling voiceover ready YouTube audio story series thriller mystery road rider chronicles Alex Morgan Maya radio operator Lumo story proton narrative nightmare on the high.
I truly appreciate you spending time with us today. Thank you for watching. I would love to see you as part of the John the Mouse University. I can't wait to see you there. Here's a few videos you might enjoy. Thanks again. Until we meet again.